awesome. Singing the school fight song and, guys hugging and congratulating each other, it was pretty neat. So just really, really proud of them. Because when, a lot of people outside of the immediate football family, don't believe in you, it's a sweet feeling to, do what you're capable of doing. Those guys care deeply about this school and this program and each other, and it's so it was an awesome locker room. So thought we beat a really good football team, a very well coached, a team that was playing with confidence and has been running the ball exceptionally well, and quarterback that I think was leading the league in completion percentage and all of those things, and they're going to continue to be a really good football team. So one of our season goals that the seniors put together was to be undefeated in the factory, we've lost more games than we've won, but we're 2-0 at home, and that's a great feeling. And I think I can't read without my glasses anymore, but that we won the turnover ratio, and that was a pretty big deal for our team. So just really excited and proud of our guys and the crowd. I just want to thank the people who came out. You choose a school, or you work at a school, and that's your school. That's your university. It's your university for your whole life, and we want to do our part in allowing for people for it to be one way for people to show their pride, and I get the fact that it's all about winning and losing to everybody, but it was a good day. So I'll take any questions.
Coach, obviously a big coming out day for Reggie Bell. Was Rob Golden hurt on that yet, or was it just a decision you made? You wanted to kind of change direction on the offense?
We were going to play Reggie, and everybody knew it, just to get him in, and had some packages for him. But both of those guys have been taking reps in practice all the way through, and it just let us down, to a score, and there was a little bit of spark. So I think over halftime, decided to give him another series, and he's a really good athlete, and he's a really good quarterback. And a lot of people have doubted him, and our decision making and all that. And I promise you, I'm the farthest thing from perfect, but we've believed in Reggie all the way through. We really believe that Rob could be a good quarterback, and we believe that Brogan's a good quarterback. And Reggie, did a really nice job today.
You said the reps were different those last couple weeks with Rob getting more.
Yeah.
How much less did Reggie do?
Yeah, he's been running with the twos. Rob has class on Wednesday evenings, and so leaves practice early, and then so on Wednesdays Reggie runs with the ones for I don't know, maybe the last half hour or so of practice. Oh, I can't even see statistics. I just know that our guys are hugging and crying right now, and so we'll figure all that out.
What was the biggest difference for you when watching Reggie today versus his first two starts? Or what did you see out of him that made the difference?
Way more calm, and he was not rattled. I mean, that's one of Reggie's strengths and weaknesses. I mean, he's never going to get rattled. But sometimes here he comes. He's just a fun guy to be around. Always has a smile on his face, and it's talking to him about being more serious about it, and he's totally responded with that. But the difference I saw is that he knows who he is and just played calm, let the game come to him, and he both in the air and with his feet, he was dynamite.
We're talking about the starting running back, Ryan Brumfield, who we got to start today. 16 carries, 63 yards. Was it a matter of something you saw in practice from him, or is there something wrong with Bronson Hill?
Yeah, no, Bronson's not hurt, at all. Again, Bronson gets a lot of the attention, but we really feel as though we've had three quality backs, and I think we've seen that. I mean, the Morgan State game, I mean, Brummie was so light on his feet. I mean, it was just a great touchdown when he hurdles the guy. I mean, he's a good player, you know. You know, we've been frustrated, as obviously of you guys. I mean, it's like when we're 3 and out, you just can't get things going. You can't get into a rhythm, and, you know, there's less reps, and, you know, it's frustrating and all that. But, I mean, D-Jack, I mean, even last week there was a couple of, like, bubbles he took and some runs that he had. I mean, he's a great player too. I mean, we have 3 really good running backs, and then Juwan Lewis, and then our young guys were not playing. I mean, we're pretty good at that spot. So, you know, we just made the decision to give Brummie a shot at starting the game. You know, you don't always know how things are going to go. I mean, you have a plan, but, you know, it's not all science. You know, it's art and science. You know, we didn't anticipate that Reggie was going to come into the game and play the rest of the game. But, you know, you make a decision about how it feels and how it's going, and go with it.
It seems a big turning point in the game was the goal line stand when you forced Buffalo to kick when they were down on your 1-yard line. Does that kind of help pick up everyone's energy after that?
It's huge. I don't know how many sudden change situations we had, but holding a team to a field goal is a win for us. And we were awesome in sudden change. Felt as though we had too many of them, but they weren't really a result of turnovers. You know, it wasn't that kind of deal. It was just that they had the ball on our side of the field, and, you know, our guys were awesome in sudden change. And to be honest with you, I think so much of that is just our sidelines. It's the mentality of our team. You know, we really challenged them when we first got here. You know, the reason why people score so much in a sudden change situation is, one, that percentage-wise you have the ball so much closer to the end zone. But secondly, something negative has happened, and so everyone's downtrodden. Well, that's a choice. And so, you know, our guys are doing jumping jacks and yelling and screaming for our defense when they have the ball, like last week on the 18-yard line, you know, before half, and held them to a field goal. Huge, you know. And then today it felt like we did that a lot. And so, yeah, the goal line stand, the sudden change situations, huge momentum boosts, huge.
Did they tell you what the personal foul was on the Rob Golden's big run? They didn't say what the number was or what the call was?
Eventually, we got to a number.
But did they say what had happened?
I don't totally understand still.
But did they say what it was? Was it just?
Yeah, I mean, they communicate. They're doing the best job that they can, you know. It was I think it was a late block, I think is what I got. So they didn't get the number. They thought it was 20-something, and they came back later, and it wasn't a 20-something number. So, you know, it was I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure our guy blocked a guy late. And, you know, I mean, Rob was way down the field, so it was probably not necessary. So, no, I haven't seen it yet. That's a big play.
Some of the pass interference calls, I mean, did you get some of these balls looked untouchable. I mean, how did you think, you know, pass interference is being called in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably can see all that a lot better than I can, to be honest with you. You know, every pass interference call against us, you know, doesn't feel good. You know, and, you know, if we happen to get one, I'm sure I'm glad. But, no, I thought the officials did a good job communicating and had command of the game. I felt as though we're really sloppy. We had personal fouls that are just, you know, embarrassing. You know, it's just something that we can't have. So we've got our own work to get better at, for sure.
Coach, Licata and Anthony Taylor, they're both, you know, really good players in the MAC, and especially on Buffalo, they shine. What was your guys' game plan to try to limit their success?
Well, we think it's, you know, it starts with their offensive line. You know, Coach Mack's going to tell you that, you know, it was not a crazy game plan. Game plans are successful when the guys feel comfortable with it and when they can play fast and react. And we knew that we were going to be into a battle. I mean, you know, their back had rushed for over 200 yards, like I said, I think the last 2 weeks against good football teams. And, you know, if my eyes are correct, I mean, they still had, you know, their fair share of yards and whatnot. But I felt as though that our guys, for the most part, tackled. There was a couple that we missed, but, you know, I thought we got to the ball quickly. And I don't think that we got shoved around, you know, by their offensive line. You know, and then there was times where he stood in the pocket and had a lot of time. There's also times where the ball was coming out because of a hit to the arm and, had a couple sacks. So our guys didn't give in, didn't give up, and kept the pressure. I think we played with confidence. Our guys wanted it bad.
Yeah, on that, Pat Alexander had another great day. Can you talk about his performance today?
Yeah, he is. He's just never satisfied. He's in the locker room and saying that it was his fault on the last touchdown, which he wasn't even in on, but he was gassed pretty good. And he's just like, man, that's my fault. That's my fault. And I love that about him. I really do. But he's driven. He wants to be a great player and is willing, to do anything that we ask to be a great player. He's fun to coach.
Another guy had a good day defensively, who almost got second life after another targeting call as opponents. Talk about the way you saw his intensity today.
Yeah. He's standing in the back, so I can't say what I really feel. But I love him, man. He's wow, to start at an outside linebacker and to move into an inside linebacker. I mean, that's two different worlds. It's totally different. And again, he's one of our guys that and lives with OC, and he's driven. He wants our team to be great, plays with passion, and plays so hard. And that's twice now that we thought that he was going to be, holding my hand on the sideline. And thank goodness, for the review. It was just a good, clean hit. But great football players just have an intensity that is unwavering. We've had some hard times, but they're not giving up in those games. And then so here's a game that we had a chance to finish, and he's one of our leaders.
Coach, how has Campbell Ellison's transition to center been over the past few weeks? So I remember I think it was his first start at center in Florida, and then I saw a few high snaps, and I haven't seen so many bad snaps since then. How's he transitioning to that position?
Yeah, I think that's the thing that he's been, working on. You never notice it, right, unless it goes bad. We've got a couple of tall quarterbacks who can jump, so that's saved us and helped us. But he's a senior leader that has just put so much into this program and so much into this team, and that's one thing that he needed to improve on. And so I think there's a little bit of free throw or baseball pitcher of just getting a routine of reminding himself. The center is calling out the defensive front, calling passing schemes, pass blocking schemes, or the run blocking schemes. There's times that people are moving, snap counts come in. It's a lot, and so I think he just needed like a reminder, an indicator to snap the ball. You're not just chucking it between your legs, and so he's kind of getting into that, the golf swing, the free throw, the pitcher of reminding himself that he's got to nail the snap as well, and because it's a really big deal. There's a couple that Reggie, caught high today, and it just disrupts the timing of the read. When you're a gun zone team, it's hard, so Cam's been improving in that area. It's good.
Would you say that as a collective offensive unit, especially with Bolden coming in late, especially with Reggie Bell, many of us didn't see him starting all these football games and getting this playing time. Do you think that collectively the rust is shaking off?
Of our offense?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't call it rust. I think it's, we're a different scheme than they've been, and so there's learning that goes with that, and then just confidence, next week will be a whole nother week. This is not something that we're arrived. You've never arrived. We have to collect ourselves and go do it all again. The first half, and to be honest with you, I feel as though I'm still in the locker room having a great time. I think, what do we have? 3 points at halftime, and we're on the 1 yard line for a half an hour or 45 minutes, and frustrating, it's like, here we go, with a 50-yard run, and, it's a penalty. It's like, wow, there's there's a wall that's not easy to go down that we got to keep swinging at, and so, the wall goes back up. But when you've knocked it down, one time, then, you can do it. You can do it again, but it's not fixed or anything like that. But we'll have some good confidence. we'll keep going. But I wouldn't call it rust. I mean, we're just, trying to emerge. We know that we're capable. It just hadn't happened yet. And today, in a half, it's happened. And it sure was fun.
What was said at halftime? Because there really was a dramatic swing when you guys came out the second half. Was it kind of just all business in there? Was it taking new strategy, or was there something that you said you challenged your team with
No.
that made them come out
Yeah.
and play so well?
No. Definitely not any kind of speech. There's, I think, staying positive and not seeing results and being frustrated gets old. It's hard, and it's tough to stay positive when things aren't going the way that you want them to. And our guys were making themselves stay positive, get adjustments, and to stick with it, and that's really what it was. I mean, definitely there's no speech. I mean, these guys, it's intrinsic. Again, they believe in themselves, they believe in each other, and it just hasn't been happening, but they have been continuing to believe and to stick with it. And how awesome is that?